There is a brand new MMO coming out today that I'm actually very excited about. This is called Farever. I've played for a couple of days now during some pre-release testing, and I really like what I've seen. Is it a good game? I'm pretty impressed so far. It feels good to play. I really like the classes and the gameplay, and I find the visuals appealing. Like, I think it looks pleasant. I like the MMO elements. I like they got a lot of the traditional content. You got dungeons and open world bosses, and you got straight loot, you got professions, you got different classes and weapon skills to play with. I'll tell you, man, I played 3 hours last week and I've played 3.5 hours today. I think this game's good. I'm like pretty comfortable in saying that now after seeing this much. I think this game's good. I don't know how much content's in here. That's a big question mark, but what is here is really enjoyable and pretty impressive, frankly. Now, I've not yet reached max level. I haven't hit the end game, and I don't have a full clear picture of the entire scope of the game. But what I can tell you is that I've had a blast with everything that I've played thus far, and I'm very excited to see more. So today what I want to do is just give you a basic overview of Farever, give you a better idea of what this is about, and share some of my experience with it. Okay, so let's start off with like what kind of a game this is. I would describe Farever as a full open world adventure game with action combat in a shared play space. MMO Light is probably the best way to describe this. In fact, it almost feels like an MMO version of, say, something like Zelda, between the combat, the exploration, and the traversal stuff, with the added layer of there being other people everywhere. Now, the way this works is you pick a region, North America, Europe, etc., then you make your character and are loaded into the starting beach on a shard with other players. So you're not going to see every player on the North American servers when you first load into the beach, but rather you're going to see a subset of them. Oh yeah, there's another person right there, dude. Look at that. See, even though it's like super quiet right now, we're still seeing people. There's a rogue. Let's check out the rogue here. Look at him, he's freaking zippy as hell. This dude means business, dude. He is farming his heart out. He's not fucking around. He said, dude, just get out of my way. I am farming XP and resources, okay? I got a little rooster following me. I've got a blink strike. I got a shadow field. Damn, dude, might have to try the rogue. Holy shit. You kidding me? Nevertheless, I gotta say that this game has felt very lively while playing, with there being people literally all over the place as you go about your adventure. You're gonna see players everywhere while you do stuff. Okay, slime and bees. Oh look, there's some players, dude. What's up? Oh, the mage has blink. Nice. Oh, look at the warrior, dude. It's Ragtag. Is it the guy on YouTube? Is that a YouTuber? Damn, dude. Starstruck. Speaking of which, let's talk about the variety of content and things you'll be doing while playing the game. So yes, as mentioned, this is a full-on open world, and I mean 100% open. The only loading screens you're ever gonna see are when you fast travel between monoliths that are found in the larger NPC encampments, or when loading into one of the game's various instance dungeons, but that is it. All of the exploration in this game and a majority of the content, the dungeons aside, is in this one big fully open space. That, combined with the fact that there are people everywhere, this is really what delivers that MMO feeling. It's great. It feels really good. It feels like a big open world MMO. People ask where's the MMO part? There you go. Got some people just running around doing whatever, turning in quests, leveling up, revealing the map, doing some crafting over here. Yeah, you pick a region and you just get tossed in a server with other people. It's an MMO, but you can't see other players. My brother in Christ. Look at her. Look at her and her blue hair. There she is. Hello, player. Hello. This is the other player you've been looking for. Speaking of which, let's talk about that big open world. While you're going about moving through this space, you're going to experience loads of combat because there are enemies absolutely everywhere at every turn and every nook and cranny. Now, I will speak a bit more in depth onto this later, but let me just put it right out up front. The combat in this game is fantastic. It feels so good to fight things, to use abilities, and just controlling your character. Combat seems punchy. It feels great. Yep. Perfect blocking, dodging, stuns and stuff. Different weapon skills. Which is great because this is a combat-oriented game. So it's awesome that it feels good because you're going to be spending most of your time fighting things. There's the wide variety of basic enemies that you encounter in the open world, along with things like world bosses. There's actually quite a few of these found in every region, and they're just chilling out in the open. You'll like see them off in the distance and can head over to them and fight. There's a open world boss. They actually refer to them as elites, we just learned. But that's a big red slime right on top of that hill there. Oh, I think someone's fighting the world boss. Let me go join him because we get shared loot. Yeah. Here we go. It's Blob Dylan. Perfect block, baby. It's not too hard, honestly. Let's see what we get for loot here. Nice. Ooh, strange components. We got new hands. Strength and faith isn't exactly what I want though, but we did get some items and I think we can break them down for some benefit as well. There are also these enemies that are the equivalent of elites or something. They're called like shinies or sparklies. They're not quite as hard as the open bosses in the world, but they also are valuable. They drop good loot and they're something that you're gonna wanna farm and engage with. So I need to kill for my quest. I need to kill that sparkly there, that shiny. Farever is popular now. I mean, I played the game last week and really liked it. You know, I took a break and have been playing Diablo 4 for their launch of the new expansion, but I kind of kept thinking about Farever and wanting to play more of it. I liked it that much. And that was only after playing for a few hours, a little taste of the game, but I was really impressed. One of the other big types of content you'll be engaging with are dungeons. There are one of these in every region from what I've seen. These are set instance location. They're going to consist of a mix of fighting some basic enemies, some elites thrown in there, doing traversal puzzles with every dungeon having its own bespoke layout, and then you're gonna have a big boss encounter at the end. And man, these dungeon bosses in particular, they've actually been quite interesting with a variety of mechanics and different phases for you to deal with. Okay, here we go. Hit him with the flames, move out of the range of that. Actually, what I need to do is get him to put those in the corner instead of the middle. Yeah, because these things spread, so I want to get them in the corner. There we go. Okay, and then move them over. Same thing here. Okay. I'm gonna drink a potion real quick. Do that while he charges. It does this big attack there. Perfect block is my AoE fire going. Do this again. Okay. Man, I'm rocking this. This is going good. I'm gonna die in a second now now that I said that. I'm just hitting a lot of those perfect parries and shit. Feels good. I kind of pushed it there. That was pretty close. Dungeons also drop the best loot from what I found. This is where you're going to be getting some nice pieces of blue armor and weapons early on in the game. Oh, what is this? It's a one-handed axe. That's a brand new weapon I haven't played with yet. What is this? Gloves? Oh, no, there's just armor. I thought it was like a punching weapon or something. Holy shit. Okay, wait. We got a one-handed axe. We got a new weapon. All right, let's test it out, bro. Bone throw skill. It's a ranged weapon, brother. This is pretty cool. So it's melee attacks and then a ricocheting thing that causes bleeds. And with that in mind, dungeons can be farmed as much as you want. You can just keep running them over and over if you want to keep rolling the dice on trying to get some good loot. That's in fact what I ended up doing while I was playing. Dude, I am set up right now. We've got ourselves some gear. I kind of want to run this again to get some more shit. I kind of want to level up my weapons and run this again. One more dungeon run? What do you think? All right, so leaving the dungeons back out into the open world, here's some of the other stuff you'll come across. They've got these like, I'll call them challenge loot chests, a variety of these locked chests that require you to complete some sort of objective in order to open. So you got the combat ones that will ask you to kill a bunch of NPCs in the area before you can gain access to them. Okay, so this is it's an area event. Basically, you have to complete an objective, and then there's a chest in the middle. You see that beam of yellow light? There's a chest that will unlock after. So after I clear the camp, otherwise kill a bunch of enemies, then I unlock the chest. Oh yeah, look, here's another. So Ghost is here, and he's helping towards this. I think he helps. Oh, there's another person right there. There's a cleric. He just gives no fucks. He's running straight through the enemies. So it is individual. You yourself have to kill a certain number of enemies to unlock the chest. Area complete. Open the chest. Moat, sparkle, trinket, and a necklace. And then there are also these orb chests. These are much more frequent. You find them, you interact with them, and then they spawn orbs in the environment. You've got to go around, usually having to engage with some traversal elements in order to gain access to them. Let me do the orb chest. These are scattered all throughout the game, and it's pretty simple. You interact with the chest. It shoots out orbs. You find the orbs. You collect the prize. There's the 3 orbs right there. All right, here's orb number 2. And then there's a third orb, which It looks, oh, this one's the one that's underneath. That's right. There's a little hidden entrance down here. There we go. And that's all 3, and now that means we can open up the chest, and I think there's a water spout over here. And speaking of traversal, the game has a pretty big emphasis on this. There's actually a few levels to traversal. So right out the gate, you've got access to a glider you can just use whenever you want, and there's no stamina mitigating your usage, so you can use it as much as you like as well. There are also grapple hook points all throughout the world, along with a variety of different types of launch pads that will propel you up into the air or in a certain direction, and all of this combines for some really good variety in navigating the open world. This is actually one of my favorite things about this game. Its movement system is really, really nice. So here's one of the open world grappling points, right? So at any point when you're within range, you can just hook on and launch, and then you can yo-yo yourself as well. So yeah, look at this. I can yo-yo myself back and forth here. And there's some nice momentum to it. It's really nice, honestly. It feels really well done. You can do it as much as you want, as long as you make sure you stay within range before you pick it back up. And you will use all of these traversal elements in a few traversal puzzle types. So I found time trial collection events. You interact with a starting point and then have a set amount of time to collect all of these rings. I think there was a traversal puzzle over here, so let's go to that real quick. Race, 13 seconds to collect 7 orbs. Oh, good. The time extends once you collect one of the orbs. Good. Sparkle. Ooh, a back piece. I'll take it. And then there are also some of these larger multi-phase traversal challenges. One of these took me about a half an hour to complete, going up this spiral with a bunch of enemies and even boss fights in between, which was really cool. Checkpoints reached. I have to reach 8 checkpoints. Oh, this is literally a climbing puzzle event. Okay, I haven't seen one of these before. So I gotta get to the top and reach the 8 checkpoints in the process. I gotta wait for the floating platforms to make their way back to me, and it also has a cleave ability, which does, holy shit, there's a mini boss here. All right, let's fight him. Look at other players running by. See that? A couple of them. Maybe if they're gonna just aggro, if they're gonna run by everything and aggro things, maybe I should just follow them to 5 of 8. We're almost there. Nice, dude, we got some stuff up here. Is that a chest? Oh God, another one of these events. Okay. What are you? What's happening? Now, I got asked a few times if this is a theme park or a sandbox MMO. I would definitely say it leans theme park, but it's also pretty light on the questing. So right at the start of the game, when you spawn on the beach, there's a nearby quest giver that asks you to eliminate the local crab population. But then after you do that, you don't get a follow-up or anything leading you in another direction. In fact, as far as I saw, there is no main story quest line that guides you through the play space or anything. It's just, you're gonna come across NPCs, they will have quests, you do the quest, you complete it, and that's it. The game is really about exploring the space. You'll discover things as you come across them, but it's not holding your hand in particular directions. I guess with the one main exception being every single region actually comes with a list of activities. So any quest, any public events, any world bosses will be included on that list, and that will tell you if you've essentially discovered everything in each region. Okay, these are all, I see. These are all the events in the zone. So this is the Meridian Zone, and these are all of the things to do. So you won't miss out on anything. You have the full list here, and you'll just know if, okay, so let's just run through the checklist then, I suppose, yeah? All right, now, as alluded to earlier, I would say probably one of the biggest shining stars of this game, from what I've seen, is its combat. The combat feels fantastic, and it has more depth and variety than I would have expected. This is a boss. Let's do it. What level? Okay, I did some decent damage. He does way more damage. He does a lot of damage. Just let me eat my snack real quick. Excuse me. Damn it. I'm gonna try. I think I can do this. I can't stun, but I'm gonna do increased damage with it. Bosses you can't stun, so that's why I knew I couldn't. Breathe fire, blocking all the attacks. I got this, guys. I got this. Easy. We're gaming. Piece of cake. Mainly because your combat options consist of both the class that you select, of which there is a warrior, cleric, rogue, and mage. So you pick your class, that gives you some abilities that you unlock as you progress. Most of it comes from actually the weapons that you equip, and this comes in a variety of layers, essentially. Are there some decent build customization? Dude, there's a ton. Any weapon that you have in your main hand gives you active and passive abilities. Those active and passive abilities will be leveled up as you use the weapon. If you have a main hand, offhand, the offhand has its own active. So here's a shield that breathes fire, and when I block, I do AoE fire damage. I could swap that out for another shield that increases my armor of nearby allies and adds damage to my final bonus attack. You also have an arsenal, so any of these weapons I can throw into my arsenal and get one of their abilities as well. So I could frickin' take, I've got dual berserker axes, I could put them in my arsenal and that's gonna change this ability. And you can actually choose which ability you get from it. Something else that I've really enjoyed about the combat is it actually seems like there's a lot of room for skill expression as well. Ooh, I could perfect block in the middle of my combo and still finish the chain, my basic attack combo. Wait a second, is that true? Yes. Nice. That's very good because the one big thing in this game, every weapon has a end of combo. You get a big bonus. It's really good, and again, you get in a good rhythm where you can really feel yourself maximizing your damage output, but also playing defensively, and that kind of skill expression feels great. So I can go like 1, 2, perfect block, 3, 4. Try to actually do it against this enemy. Yep, there it is. See, finish the chain, even though I perfect blocked in between. That's really nice to see. There also seems to be quite a lot of options for build variety, and a lot of this comes down to there being a huge amount of weapons in the game, and every single unique named weapon comes with their own attack patterns, active skills, and passive skills. My mage is the healer. Yeah, dude, you can... So I was playing the cleric, and you start off as your cleric abilities, and then you start off when you make your character with a scepter, with a holy scepter, which gives you more kind of healing abilities. But then after not too long, I found fire mage weapon, which turned me into a fire mage / healer, and I also found a kind of shaman weapon where you would summon totems, and then the totem would pulsate healing, but also activate whenever you cast an ability, pulsate AoE damage. And I could have multiple totems, so I'd place down multiple totems at once, cast a cone attack, and then both totems would trigger damage, the cone attack would do damage. I was AoE farming 10 mobs at once, but just by dropping totems, doing this big cone attack. From what I was reading, they have over 100 unique weapons in the game. Every single named weapon is its own unique skill set, essentially. And this just seems to open up a lot of build variety. Just in the hours that I've played so far, I first started with a cleric playing for a day, and then I spent a couple of days playing as a warrior, and I ended up trying several different playstyles just based on the weapons I found. So I started with the basic one-hand and shield, then eventually I unlocked the two-handed axe and played like a brawler style. Then I found the dual-wield axes, which is a little more nimble. I eventually picked up this magma shield that breathes fire, which added its own playstyle and unique attacks. And then at one point I found this one-handed axe that actually had a ranged attack associated with it that would ricochet between enemies. By the end of my play session, I was settled on this kind of crazy critical strike based build that also had a lot of bleed and fire damage with a ton of self-healing where I would heal 10% of my HP every time I crit, and I was critting all the time. Fire breathe, block all the attacks. That's hilarious. I don't know. I think my build might be broken. I'm gonna be honest with you. With all the healing and everything, I'm just gonna literally just sit here and block everything. I'm not even taking damage, dude. I mean, I am, but I'm just healing through everything. It's actually amazing. Yeah, GG, dude. I'm busted right now. This setup with all this self-heal is really nice. It was super fun, and I can already tell just from the taste that I've gotten so far that there's gonna be a lot of potential combinations you do between a one-hand and offhand, two-hand, but then you've also got the layer of your arsenal weapon, which is you'll have the main weapon that you're using, but an arsenal weapon where that's the other half of your weapon skill bar, depending on what one that you put in there. All right, level 7, arsenal time, here we go. So I can throw another weapon in my offhand, and it's gonna give me one of those skills. I get to pick which one I get. Let me do shield bash, dude. Like, holy shit, yes. And now we got another stun, and you know why that's good? My weapon does extra damage when enemies are stunned. It seems like there's gonna be a lot of fun different builds that you can make in this game, and I'm really excited about that. There are a few levels to progression. So first you've got your character levels. As you level up, you're gonna unlock new active and passive skills for your particular class. But then also, as you use weapons, you level up those weapons with skill points to spend in any of that weapon's active or passive abilities. Rough shield skill point available, nice. Your weapons level up as well as your character. Increase your damage of your next shield bash by 100% after a perfect block. Okay, so perfect block followed up with shield bash, double damage for the shield bash. I like it. Then you've got that arsenal that I mentioned where you can take any weapon and put it as your sub weapon, activating one of its skills that you want to use. You can even do passive skills on weapons. Then there are jobs with there being gathering and crafting professions. Maybe I should do blacksmith. Job well done. How are you? Can I learn a job? Okay. Where do I do blacksmithing? Here we go, blacksmithing. I can make some really good warrior stuff. So you can upgrade your weapons, increasing them with these tier upgrades, making them stronger, giving them more stats, and eventually in the final tier, adding a passive effect. Okay, gonna do level 1. All right, level 2 is much more interesting. And then level 3 probably maybe also increases damage. I actually need the blue dust, which I don't have any of right now. Oh, is it the spark shards? Oh, there we go. And level 3 adds 2% increased crit as well. Okay, so that's the big one. And then it's also got this rune system, which adds further customization to your class skills, choosing from one of multiple runes that adds special unique effects. I got a rune. These are used for your abilities. Learn the rune destabilization for the skill charge. So we're gonna learn this, and then in charge, we now get the rune destabilization. Reduces all damage dealt by foes 10% for 10 seconds. That's pretty good, yeah? Lots of progressions, lots of build variety. Really excited to dive in and try different builds and playstyles because it's been great from what I've seen thus far. So after playing for the game for a few days, I wanna talk a bit about my likes and some early feedback. Right out the gate, I'm really impressed with what I've seen, and if it holds up in the coming days and weeks, I think we might have something special here. My likes in particular, again, I think the combat system feels absolutely fantastic. They knocked it out of the park. It feels great fighting things, and you spend most of your time fighting things. That is awesome. The skill expression is really awesome. I played builds where I was able to do AoE farming, pulling 10 mobs at once and cleaving them down, which was really cool. Having the ability to be doing your combo attack chain with that big final finisher move that usually has bonus effects to it, but still able to do perfect parries in between the chain without interrupting it feels amazing. And as I unlocked more skills and doing a variety of things, I was eventually at the point where I was tossing out my ricochet axe, putting bleed damage, charging into the enemy, stunning the enemy, doing a big charge up attack, doing my flame shield when they were stunned for them taking consistent flame damage. Just great, dude. It feels great. It feels great to play. The heal is crazy. I have so much heal. You don't understand. I get heal whenever I crit off of this. I've got bonus crit. Whenever I crit, I heal for 10% of my max HP. It's only got a 3-second cooldown. I also get plus crit chance. I'm gonna level this up and get more crit chance. I have this thing that adds up to 80 critical bonus to my attacks, stacking. And then also I heal, my E heals me for 35% of my, I'm just constantly healing. It's insane. I'm constantly critting and constantly healing, and I'm a tank. Feels great. On a similar note, the movement in the game feels awesome. I've come to really, really enjoy and appreciate the game's art style. And yes, once more, the build variety has been a lot of fun to play with, and I can't wait to try more. I do have a few points of early feedback, no real massive criticisms. I guess the biggest one would be the game's performance. Early on, when I originally played the game like a week and a half ago, performance was pretty bad. As I've tried the game a few days in between, it has been getting progressively better. They've been patching the game and improving performance, but I still think that is a concern. It's to the point where actually my consistent performance is pretty good. Like for the most part, I'm running at a smooth frame rate, but there's been this periodic hitching that happens while playing where the frame rate will be nice and smooth and solid, gameplay feels great, but then there's like a fraction of a second hitch, and that's happening maybe every couple of minutes. It's pretty frequent and noticeable. This paladin's going pretty cool too. Well, oh man, this hitching, they need to fix that for sure. Okay, let's see. Oh my god, performance though, oh my god. We got hitching. We got performance hitching. And I really hope that's something that they iron out, or else I think it's gonna end up resulting in poor reviews for the game because people don't want to deal with poor performance. I don't either. And then one feedback point is definitely gonna be, I want an auto sort feature for my inventory, for my bank space and for my bag space. Because right now that's not in the game and you just have to manually click and drag everything. So I like an option to have an auto sort. Here's a belt. I got a bag, increase my inventory slot size, crafting component, spark dust. Is there a, can I sort this here? Is there a sort option? Not seeing it. Auto sort would be nice. There's a request number 1 from me. And then finally, some things that I'm just not sure about, and we're just gonna have to wait till we play for a week or 2 weeks to get the answers to. I don't know the scale of this game. I don't know how big it is. I don't know how the amount of content or the number of hours we can expect from it. I think probably my biggest question is how much content they're launching with for the early access, and if that's going to be kind of satisfactory to people or not. Regardless though, for however many hours of content it is, even if it's only a 50-hour game, I don't know. Well, I can't quite gauge that yet from what I've seen. Okay, so to give you an idea, it's 2 zones divided into 4 regions. So there's the first region, which we've cleared. Everything about the dungeon. We're about to go do that though. Here's the second region. There'll be 2 more regions, and then another zone comprised of 4 regions. Presumably they're all similar in size, but I guess I don't know for certain. Even with that said, I am so pleasantly surprised with this game from what I've played that if they iron out the performance hitches, I really do think we've got something special on our hands. I don't know if we should expect this to be a 200+ hour MMO. I don't think that's the kind of game that they're making from what I have seen thus far. Maybe I'm wrong and there's a huge, great endgame loop, but even if it is a shorter experience, this has been a really nice surprise. I really enjoyed it, and yeah, I can't wait to play more. So looking forward to this week. You might even see some more follow-up videos from me, but I did want to put this out here since the game's launching today, just to give you guys a heads up and at least keep an eye on it, right? Keep an eye on it. See how performance is doing, see if there's any big issues, but the core of the game, the gameplay, the world, the exploration, the MMO elements, seeing people all over the place, the dungeons, the buildcraft variety, the combat feel, man, lots of great stuff here. Yeah. So yeah, I'll talk more about this game for sure, but there's our overview of Farever. Hope you guys enjoyed the vid. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take it easy.